So guys, welcome to the RF review at All Things Tennis. It's a racket we've wanted to get on our hands for a while. It's definitely one of the most best looking rackets we've ever seen. It's absolutely beautiful. This in my hand is an RF01 Pro. You know that because it comes with the official RF leather grip. And you've got the nice black to grey sort of look on the frame, getting a little bit lighter at the top. We've strung this with alu power at 54 today. This is the RF01 Pro, as I mentioned. So this is a 320 gram unstrung one of the range. You also have the RF01, which is down at 300, and the RF01 Future in terms of the frame. So your RF01 Future is going to be for a player that loves Roger Federer and likes that control and a nice feel. They talk about it being a creative player's racket, okay, the RF. So if you're a player that's maybe 13, 14, 15, or you're someone that needs the extra lightweight, that is the RF01 Future. The RF01 is those for kind of intermediate to advanced that again can't handle the 320 weight, but wants a control orientated racket which has loads of feel. I think that's a big thing about the RF version. It's not a Pro Staff, it's definitely more powerful than a Pro Staff in terms of the way they made the frame. It's obviously 98 rather than a 97. We remember days when a Pro Staff in a 90, right? The Federer. Then it went to 95, then it went to 97. Now the Pro Staff is still there, but this RF I think will take over from it over time. This is obviously a 98. Now I'll be honest, the 01 in stock form for a really good player isn't stable enough. So it's 300 grams. You need to add a little bit of weight, right? Whereas Liam currently uses a racket where he adds weight to. So he's going to be focusing on the RF01 Pro. So Liam, take us through what it was like in ground strokes.
Felt really smooth from the back actually. As you said, I'd expect it to be like a Pro Staff, really stiff, really control orientated, but actually like found that effortless power was there and it created a really nice feeling from the back.
Yeah, you know, it was very glutinous strokes. In terms of the single-hander, being a Roger Federer fan, how was it in the single-hander?
Just love it.
Yeah.
doesn't really get better. Just looks really classy and you feel pretty classy hitting it as well. Had again, great feeling on it.
Yeah, so worth noting, if you are going to use a Pro, you need to be strong enough to use it because it's not that light, it's 320 grams unstrung. So it will have a higher swing weight than rackets you're maybe used to. You need good technique to get the most out of the racket. This isn't a racket where if you're learning the game, it's going to be easy to pick up and play. Let's have it right in that sense. But what they've done with the RF is definitely make it more accessible compared to the other Pro Staff. So a Pro Staff, 97, you'd have a really, really thin beam. This is still a thin beam, okay? But in terms of the way it's playing, it's a 16-19, where the mains are nice and close together in the Pro, so you get that control. But being a 98, you still get that power compared to a 97. Also, the frame itself isn't, even if a Pro Staff was a 98, this is going to give you a bit more. The RF range, they're talking about the new generation of creative players, okay? It's quite an arty way of describing it. Would you describe yourself as a creative player, or are you a big American serve +1 type of guy?
Just boring doubles player who every now and then has a magic shot in him, I think.
Yeah. So in terms of, we talked about from the back, forehands, backhands, you felt nice and grooved with the racket. How was it on your more touchy shots, so your slices and things like that?
Yeah, really nice. I think they've got the balance, those field shots pretty spot on with this. Kind of felt like I could do anything, as you said, like being crafty and creative. Definitely the feeling that you get with this racket.
So obviously the Pro Staff 97, amazing racket. Why haven't you gravitated to using a Pro Staff in the past?
Just a little too stiff for me, lacking in power, and kind of just don't feel like I can get enough on the ball or do much with it.
Yeah, it's a racket you trust, I guess, in terms of control, but you want that extra 5 miles an hour on your serve,
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yeah, so where does this sit in terms of what you're used to and what you need?
Pretty similar to what I'm used to in terms of that sort of thin beam, 98 sort of frame, which gives me a bit more than a Pro Staff would. So this definitely would be in sort of consideration for a racket that I could quite easily adapt to.
Nice. And what do you think in terms of the cosmetic?
I think it's so cool. The originally when I saw it, I thought it was an all black.
Yeah.
But seeing this grey, it's just how it kind of blends in as well is just so cool. Like,
And a fan of the leather grip as standard?
yeah, I've not had too much experience with leather grips, but you've got the RF on the leather grip as well, and I do love Federer, so no, it's a lovely looking racket all around.
Okay, so let's talk about the serve. You're hitting your spots well, the serve. It's difficult when you have a server as good as you. It's difficult to know whether you're absolutely in love with it or it's a normal serve, normal day in the office for you. So what do you need a racket to give you to be a racket that you're like, I love serving with this racket?
Power, but not too much power, so I can sort of hit my spots on the court whilst getting a decent amount. I think this sits somewhere in that range.
You're an amazing server. Like, I'll be honest, down the other end, struggling even to see the ball when Liam absolutely pumps it towards me. But in terms of the Pure Drive 98 you've been using, you mentioned that was a lot of power. Yeah. Where does it sit in terms of a pro staff and rackets that you normally use on serve?
Definitely more power than with a pro staff for sure. And pretty similar to what I'm using at the moment. Like I'm used to like a white out or an extreme sort of racket, pretty similar with that, but probably a little bit lower in terms of the power on the serve than like a Pure Drive or something the same.
And then spin generation, hitting your spots. You like that slider. You're putting me into the net quite a lot there. How is it to hit your spots on that?
Yeah, really easy. I think they've got the sort of control right on this as well, so felt like I could hit any spot, lines, wide, Ross's body, anything. Yeah.
So you're a big fan of this racket?
Yes, big fan all round.
I think that's the thing. Liam hasn't come from a pro staff, so where you've had kind of mixed feedback in that you were obviously introduced you to Sean in terms of how he feels. He's been a pro staff lover. He's known, you know, Sean Hodkin, Mr. Wilson, pro staff. He's used them for years and years. I think for him, the change is like, wow, I've suddenly got more power. It's not exactly what I'm used to.
Yes.
But for someone coming to the RF line as a fresh sort of view, you love it straight off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looks great and just feels great from all areas of the court, really.
So, because it looks so good, is it a racket that you kind of like, I love everything about it, and you struggle to see the criticisms of it, or is it genuinely that good?
I think you get that slight maybe bias, but sort of looking away from that, I do think it is almost a better pro staff.
Yeah, there you go. So Liam's view is it's better than the pro staff. It suits his game more. He likes that kind of creative feel of the RF. Definitely the pro for him versus the RF01 standard or the future. But he's hitting a lovely ball with it. Looks good. I mean, he makes any racket look good. Let's bring Sean Hodkin in and a true pro staff connoisseur and see what he thinks of the frame. This is a Pro 320, bit more similar to what he's used to. We shall see how he gets on with the frame.
Yeah.
Baby fed.
Powerful.
So, Mr. Baby Fed, the single-hander, what do we think from the baseline?
I actually really enjoy playing with this from the back. It's like, it's powerful, but not in the sense of like a boomstick kind of launching it. You know, it's just got weight behind it.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a more comfortable version of my old racket, the RF.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it's what I like about it is they've not gone too far away from the pro staff.
Yeah.
Like it's not become unstable. Like it's still got that element of like kind of rock solid stability about it.
You can still flatten it out, like, and have that control. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, it isn't a pro staff, you know what I mean? It's not like, it is definitely more similar to like an Aero 98 in that sense, like more shape.
Definitely
you know?
higher launch angle than a pro staff.
Yeah.
More powerful. Let's be honest, the frame itself just isn't a pro staff. It's not like if you used an RF97 before, you're going to pick that up and be instantly grooved. It's made to be more accessible, easier to play with. Let's see how he gets on at the net.
It's definitely the best looking racket.
So at the net, that extra weight, does it hinder it or help it?
No, I think it actually gives it quite a lot of stability.
Yeah.
Like when I think also because it's got a leather grip as well, like there's more kind of feeling behind it.
Yeah.
I always feel like, you know, volleying, serving is better with a leather grip anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's powerful from the back, but then at the net it is also like solid, like kind of stable, get a lot of control out of it. I don't feel like it's not what I was expecting at the net. I was expecting balls to come in and it just to go like miles long, but I actually do really trust this at the net.
There you go. Let's have a look on serve then, guys. Big part of Sean's game. Will it be one that he can go forward with? On serve, good power. Looked really nice on the flat serve.
Yeah.
How did it feel to you?
Yeah, definitely a lot of pop on the flat serve. For me, the wide serve wasn't as effective. I just feel that's probably because of the weight. Like getting the movement on the ball is a lot more difficult. But yeah, like the flat serve, I was getting as much power from as the probably even the E zone with this.
Specs wise, where would you go with it?
I'd say that because I'm pretty sure this is pretty head light. Like it feels pretty head light, and you know that I feel like that's pretty consistent across, you know, most of the rackets that I've tried of this are pretty head light. I'd probably go a little bit more lead around here.
Okay,
a little bit more weight.
even heavier.
Yeah, a little bit more heavier just to really give
You
it
just
that.
want the 340 back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just get it
That's
back
what he
in
really
production.
wants. That's what he really wants. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Liam was a massive fan of the RF01 Pro. The RF01 is also available at 300 grams, and you've got the Future down at 280. A nice range of rackets. They've made it more accessible than the Pro Star for sure. So it's easier power on tap, nice creative freedom, but you're still getting control and loads of feel. So I really do like this racket. I think they've done a good job. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so we can give you more videos like this today and help support athletes like Liam and Sean on their journey to be the best players they can be. And back the Brits, why not? Thanks for watching.